Moving on to the next type, this is called a stream, which will continually shoot out bullets from that enemy or enemies as long as this blue area is highlighted. So by default, we'll see that it looks like this. And we're going to have it actually go a lot longer. We're going to have it go all the way to when the phrase repeats here. So it's right about there. So if you select it again, you can see the highlighted area. If you go to your selection, you can click and drag anywhere on this blue area, and this is how long the stream is going to last. So I'm going to have it go all the way to the end here, and you can see that it'll continue to send out bullets as long as that blue area was there. There you go. It's a pretty cool looking pattern, but you can do a lot more fun things. So if I have it go from -40 to +40 for the offset, you can see it's going to start shooting left, and then gradually it's going to start shooting right as it gets to the end of this area. And I'm going to have the amount to be, let's keep it at 1. Speed here will actually be the starting speed and how it ends, so we can have it end pretty fast here, and the cone size doesn't matter because we're only shooting 1. But let's take a look at it. So it's starting to shoot to the left, and then gradually it's going to start shooting to the right by the end of it. So that's pretty cool. It gave me a lot of space, and then it started getting a little claustrophobic and then pushed me to the edges, which was fun. So let's change the amount to 3. We'll get rid of this offset so it's a little bit easier to see. And we're going to have the cone size start at 0 and end at... Let's really push the player out here. So I'm going to try and force the player out to the edges here. And we'll see what it looks like. This might be a disaster. Oh, goodness. Okay, I can do this. There we go. So yeah, that was a pretty cool pattern you can do just by changing the cone size, and the speed was kind of arbitrary, but it was an extra effect going on. The final bullet type is burst, which is the only random part of the game, and that will shoot a number of bullets within your set parameters. So I'm going to make the amount 50. This is the only slider that goes all the way up to 50, and the speed is very important because if you leave it the same, all 50 bullets are going to be traveling at the same speed and it won't look very good. Like right now the cone is 0, so it's just going to look like 1 bullet. And really that's 50 bullets right now. So if I change the cone size to be a lot bigger, let's go all the way. And we're going to have our speed range all the way from 7 to 2. We'll see that there's going to be 50 bullets that come out extremely fast. Let's turn that down quite a bit. Let's do 2 to 4. That's a pretty cool pattern. Kind of fun. It goes to the crash symbol, so that's pretty cool. Let's change this back to normal just to show you the aim at. Everything's been shooting at the center right now, but you can have it actually aim at the player, which is pretty fun. Let's have some quick bullets, just 1. We'll just have 1 come at the player. So if I'm all the way to the side, it actually shoots not to the center, but wherever I am, which is kind of cool. To get that effect better, let's copy this data. And that's not Control-C. Control-C will copy the marker. The data actually just copies whatever's in here. And we're going to go back to these guys here, select them with the W key, and you can actually hit Paste Data. You can see it says multiple bullet markers here, and that lets you know that you're editing multiple ones at a time. So if you hit Paste, all of them are going to be shooting at me. So you can see I can be all the way at the edge here, and they're all shooting wherever I may be. Cool thing here is that we can hit W and then keep changing things. So I can have all 5 bullets, shoot bubbles. Let's shoot 3 bubbles with a slight change at the center. And that quickly, I have this crazy pattern. Oh my goodness, let's turn the speed down. Okay. So that quickly I have a new pattern that is pretty tricky to dodge. Let's turn this down one more time. Okay. That was too many bubbles. There you go. This is, well, a little bit more manageable. You get the idea there. So you can quickly edit the value of a lot of different bullets. The cool thing is, if you have different bullet markers, like, let's say we have... These guys are going to have different values. To change between bullet markers, you can use the period and comma buttons, like the left and right brackets, and you can quickly go between them. So In my second one, I want it to be enemy 2, and you can't turn off enemy 1. You have to always have 1 highlighted. So first select 2, and then you can turn off 1. For my next one, I'm going to change it to 3, and my next one, I'm going to change it to 4. And then so enemies 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be shooting out one after another. So maybe I want to change the type of pattern completely, but I don't want to overwrite which enemies are there because I spent a lot of time saying which enemy shoots what bullet. If they're all the same type of bullet, normal, wave, stream, or burst, you can actually just change these values without affecting anything else. So just to demonstrate, I can have this one with 2, and I can have this one with 5, and this one with 9, this one with 12. And so I'm going to select all of them and then change the aim at from player to center. And so they're all going to be shooting at the center now, but you can see that all of them still have their other values of 5, 9, and 12, and then they're shooting from their different enemies. I actually might want to change their speed as well, so I'll select them all, move this down to 3. And then quickly I can change the amount to 3, and that changes all their amounts. And 45. So that's pretty cool. The last thing I want to show are the filters, which are only for the bullets tab. And this lets you quickly see specific bullets that you have on screen. So to demonstrate, let's make these all different bullets. And let's get a few more that are different bullet patterns. So that one's normal, this will be wave, this will be stream, and this one will be burst. So if you just want to find the linear A bullets, you can click on all of the other ones, and you can see all of these are linear A. These are just something else that has been disabled here. If you have nothing selected, none of the bullets will be available for clicking. If you turn on just homing, you can see there's only one homing bullet. And the same thing goes for the bullet pattern type as well. So you can just look at only normal bullet patterns and just not worry about the other ones. They're only focused on waves at the moment. The nice thing is you can still cycle. Like if I had, let's see, if I want to jump from this one to the other, I can use the period and comma buttons and it'll still skip to the correct one. One more convenient thing is that if you do copy data from one bullet marker, let's pick one that's interesting. Okay, this one. If you copy the data and then make new bullets, they'll all have that same data when you place them. So you can quickly place the same type of bullet pattern without having to redo it over and over. So that's about it for working with bullet markers. It's quite a bit to digest, but there's a lot of experimentation that'll get you some really cool patterns, especially when you take into consideration the time warp and spin rate tabs. So have fun!